Ladies and gents, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to Vinyl Finds on the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. This is number 114. That's right, folks, 114. I found some records this week, and we're going to get into them right now. Recently, I was watching Mike over at the In Groove, and he was talking about the various pressings of Pink Floyd's Animals. And of course, the first pressing, UK, is the top dog in that situation. That said, he said if you couldn't get one of those, that the next best thing might be the 2016 reissue of the record. That there was more bass present, and it was in general a good sounding pressing. It came available recently. It had been missing, out of print to some degree, I suppose. And I noticed it was back out there, so I grabbed a copy. Now, as you can see, the cover, they've got the brightness kind of cranked up on it a bit. Yeah, So it looks a little bit different. I don't know how much I like that, but I much prefer the look of this. This is the first US pressing. Here is the label. Here is the label. Very similar. This cover is a pretty good metaphor for what this record is like sonically. There is more bass present, maybe some more clarity in the instruments. But overall, it's just a great reminder of what a masterpiece this Pink Floyd record is. I mean, dogs, pigs, sheep, pigs on the wing. You couldn't make this record today. There's just so much instrumental music and mind-boggling guitar work on this. It is one of my favorite Pink Floyd records, material-wise. Sonically, I think probably Dark Side and The Wall. They took a little more care when they were recording those records. That said, this one, it's not that big of a difference from the US, except for the extra bass is really noticeable in the guitar tone. It's quite a bit brighter on the first US. I'm happy to have this. It does come with this confusing hype sticker that says remastered from the original analog tapes by Bernie Grundman, right? But here's the thing. They had the original tapes, took them to digital transfers, and then pressed the record. For whatever reason, that's what they felt like they needed to do. It sounds pretty good. Is this the definitive pressing of this record? Probably not. Until we get a true AAA, all analog pressing of this record from someone, that's available to people. Okay, I know that's happened in the past, but we need one that's available now. And until we get that, we will not have the definitive pressing of this record. Next, introducing Scientist. Yeah, that's right. If you have any interest in dub music, The Scientist is a great place to start. His records are incredibly hard to find. So when Superior Viaduct came out with this reissue, I was fairly excited about it. If you want to hear some massive amounts of spring reverb on keys and snare, delays feeding back into trails over deep bass grooves, skanky guitar, yeah, this is what you want to hear. It's on this very plain looking label. I like this. The best dub album in the world. It says it here on the bottom of the jacket and on the label underneath Scientist. It's a really cool, funky sounding record. If you want to hear some quality dub, iconic even, you want to try to get some of these records by The Scientist. Okay? It's really good. From the Tone Poet series, on the Pacific Jazz label. That's right, Joe Pass for Django. It's a Joe Pass record for Django Reinhardt. This is an amazing sounding record. Everything that they've done on this Pacific Jazz label so far has been insanely good sounding. They really took a lot of care when they made the recordings, and this one is no exception. Joe Pass, guitar virtuoso, absolutely burning on here. Beautiful, beautiful compositions. If you don't know who Django Reinhardt is, he's a gypsy jazz guitarist, an absolute virtuoso of the highest degree. Pretty much, if you've seen someone that you like play guitar and they're doing some fancy stuff like some sweep picking or something like that, and you think, man, this is really amazing, probably Django Reinhardt did it years before they were born. Django had these fingers fused together in a caravan fire. But that did not stop him from becoming a guitar master of supreme authority. Joe Pass is no different. He has a tone that is clear as a bell, yet really possesses no harsh frequencies whatsoever. He can burn with the best of them. Put this on, drop the stylus, and I was floored. It sounds amazing. Did you not get this? Oh. You should have got this. Yeah, Joe Pass for Django. Really fantastic. Speaking of records you probably slept on, I ordered this 6 months ago or more, and it has been delayed. They just kept sending me emails. Sorry, the record's been delayed again. You're not getting it. It finally shipped. That's right. Notes with attachments. Pino Palladino and Blake Mills. Now, Pino Palladino, most notably known for playing on D'Angelo's Voodoo record, but you might have seen him playing bass for The Who, or the John Mayer Trio, or many other people because he's been a very active studio bassist for many years. He is an absolute monster on the bass, and this is a fantastic record. It's quite beautiful. They put out some videos on the internet of them playing some of these tunes, and I immediately knew that I wanted this record. So when I got a chance, I pre-ordered it, and of course it didn't show up for months and months and months. When it did, it was slightly warped. The label was off-center. I put it in the vinyl flat, no heat, for like a week, and it flattened it out pretty good. I finally broke down and put some heat on it, and it is now pretty flat. Obviously, there's nothing you can do about that off-center label, but it doesn't matter because this is an ultimately funky record, kind of world, modern R&B, it's jazz. Sam Gendel, I don't know, playing some saxophone that is like processed through his pedal board, and it's really insane sounding. Blake Mills, guitar virtuoso and notable producer these days, playing some guitar that doesn't sound like guitar at all. This is an insane record. There are some really percussive moments, some super deep bass tones going on, and some really beautiful arrangements happening. I can't recommend this enough. It's just on this very stark gray label and has this very Spartan, minimalistic artwork, if you will. Says here, by Sam Gendel. Okay. I don't know. It gives it a certain vibe. I can see that there's a certain type of person that might be attracted to this aesthetic. That said, what's on the record is most important, and what is on the record is astounding. So, if you see this record, it's $20. Snatch it up. Last but not least, folks. Yeah, that's right. I was perusing the old Instagram, and I noticed that one of my good buddies, Dwight, at Dink's Records, check it out, posted some records for sale, and I was scrolling through them, if you will, swiping, and I noticed that he had one of the records that I have been looking for such a long time. Coltrane's Atlantic output is some of my favorite from him, and I have been looking for this one forever. Coltrane sound, just look at this cover. Just look at it. This is what a cover looks like. Pino Palladino and Blake Mills. This is it. Look at this thing. It is absolutely insane. Some of the titles on this record sound like they're pulled from the pages of an Edgar Allan Poe book. The Night of a Thousand Eyes. Whew, that sounds intense. Okay? And it is. This is a beautiful record from Coltrane. The Atlantic output is some of my favorite because you get Coltrane in full form. He's not playing that outside. He's playing mostly modal. He can absolutely shred at this point. He can play so fast, also beautiful. That said, I don't think they paid as much attention to the drums and bass on this, and just maybe a tad more to the piano. So, you don't get the detail on the drums and bass, but they put all the energy into what Coltrane's horn sounds like. So, on some of these Atlantic records, the drums and bass you might perceive it as muddy or just kind of, there. But Coltrane's horn generally sounds magnificent, and this record sounds pretty good. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. All of the songs in this are fantastic. This is a must-have record. You have to get it. It flies under the radar. It's probably, in those Atlantic records, probably the second best one behind Giant Steps. And you could probably interchange those two. Favorite things, I like the B-side, but I'm a little burnt on hearing the actual tune of my favorite things. But I'm only missing one from the series. Coltrane Plays the Blues. I need that really, really badly. I've been looking for it for, 5 years. Haven't found it yet. I will. This is on the regular green and orange Atlantic label. Sounds good. Kind of a mid-70s repress of the record. Sounds great. It's a stereo. Sounds fantastic. Don't care. I'm just glad to have it. Super clean. Definitely near mint. Thanks, Dwight. Really appreciate you selling me this. I paid in high 20s for this. And do not regret a thing about it. I've been looking for that for quite some time. Bit of a stack. Some new stuff. Clean little stack of records. That's right. The Coltrane. Blake Mills and Pino Palladino. Highly suggestible record. Oh man, Joe Pass for Django. It's a beautiful record. Beautiful. I love Joe Pass. Scientist. If you want to get into dub music, if you want to hear what it sounds like when you turn a spring reverb all the way up, check this out. And the classic and epic Pink Floyd Animals. Really love that. Sitting here today with, that's right, modern Dan electro guitar, A little bit of a Bob Bradley sticker underneath the guard there, If you haven't heard my band, Condors in the System. Check us out. We're on all streaming platforms and here on YouTube. If you like the band, you can run over to the t-shirt shop, which is linked in the comments, and pick up a Condors in the System t-shirt or one of the other shirts with some original artwork on it or some kind of a cool thing about records like RL and the Dead Wax. That said, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave some comments down below, and until we meet again, that's right, folks. Bye now.